The rumba is not a bit of me. My ankles are throbbing. I am taking on board all of the judges' critiques, my foot placement being one of them.
Bring that in nicely. We need beautiful tracking of the feet, weight distributed in the correct place, and using that wonderful Cuban motion action that they're looking for.
Wow.
Masterpiece.
4, 5. This tango could be the difference between me going to the final or me going home, and it needs to be phenomenal. This tango has a frame that I've got to abide by.
1, the frame needs to be perfect, and also the steps.
1
and 2.
My biggest worry is getting so into the footwork that the frame kind of drops again. If I don't have that discipline, the judges are not going to enjoy it.
What I'm finding hard with the jive really is I can't get the ball changes, I can't get the basic steps right. It's just a hot mess.
You have to be light on your feet, and there has to be a really fun element to the dance.
It should be sharp, light, and bouncy, and they are all the things that I unfortunately am not. Oh, I'm never going to get this.
You are going to get it.
What I know about the wall is that it's ballroom, but one thing that is different is the up and down, up and down.
1, 2.
I know I can do this dance, but we have to think a lot about my feet. My biggest challenge in this dance is definitely my drive across the floor.
Don't close your feet. We really have to move around the dance floor and yet maintain the frame. 2, 3. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Now, earlier in the week, I popped up to Elstree Studios for a little chin wang with two ladies who have a front row seat to every single Strictly show. Here's what Tess and Claudia have made of Strictly 2021. Well, this is exciting. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for this magnificent area.
Do you like the decor?
It's beautiful.
I went out of my way.
Did you do this for us?
Yeah, I did it just
You
for the
are
two of
very
you.
generous.
Very special women. Very special women. The series is like it's gone by so fast this year. The final is literally around the corner. What have you guys thought about the series?
I have loved every single second. I think our cast are extraordinary. Our pros are amazing. Dave Archer and the band, they blow my mind. When they were doing Phil Collins for Reese's Argentine Tango, I've absolutely loved this series.
And I think, you know, the standard this year has genuinely been the highest we've ever seen, hasn't it? It's just so close. Any of our semi-finalists are in with a chance.
Reese and Nancy have had a roller coaster of a series.
Yeah.
Why do you think they've been so up and down this series?
They've had a real sort of yo-yo time of it, haven't they? But I think Reese, when he is on top of his game, he is virtually unbeatable because he's so brilliant. He's such a great dancer.
We saw it in the Argentine Tango this weekend.
Isn't he? He's superb, and then with the Charleston as well. But it's just, I think if you're a fraction off your game or just a teeny little mistake, it's going to, it's going to really stand out because everyone else is so good. The standard's so good. He's amazing.
Yes.
He's got the ability.
And when they come to you, Claudia, he is such a ball of energy.
I know, I love him.
He's bouncing off the walls, but
Both of them are.
Both of them, but then he's also cried. He's shed some tears when he's talked to you.
But I absolutely understand it. He works incredibly hard. And if you work that hard, you really care. Especially because everyone keeps saying, you have so much energy. So he has to somehow pull that down. Look what he does for a living. He needs loads of energy. And then when everyone's going, just less, it's a bit confusing, I think, if somebody goes, wait, what? Hold on. So, I mean, it means everything to all of them.
I love him.
Really
He's adorable.
Does. Yeah. And John and Johannes, Claudia, they have been epic throughout the series, week in and week out. But they have this kind of added challenge that they have to lead and follow and interchange. How impressed have you been watching that throughout the series?
So impressed. I mean, I had a chat with Jojo last week, and I was just talking to him about the lifts. Because he said, I don't want to make a fuss, I don't want to say anything, but it's really major for John. They're both 6'4", I think, that he can just throw him up in the air. And from a choreographer's point of view, I bet you can imagine.
Brilliant.
So brilliant and so hard to go, do you know what? We're going to swap roles halfway through. They're phenomenal, and their friendship shines through. They've got each other's back.
They feel like a team.
Yeah.
They feel like a proper team. And we're about to see their couple's choice this weekend.
Excited for that.
Are you excited? I was going to ask, are you excited to see it?
Expectations are high, aren't they? Because we've seen some amazing couples' choices this series, lots of 10s. So their place in the final could rest on this dance. It could come down to that. I mean, we are all expecting great things.
I know.
I have high hopes for their couple's
I do too.
choice.
I think it's going to be an epic.
really
And
do.
they're the last ones because all the other semi-finalists have done couple's choice.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and scored 10s for them.
As a professional, I think it would be really hard to deal with a couple's choice because because there are no rules.
That's
so you're
right.
a bit like, oh,
What do
or
you
we
do?
could go
What do
this
you
way,
pick?
We could go that way, or we could show everything. Look at AJ. She put in 10 dances with Kai
I loved
in
it.
one couple's choice,
Yeah.
and they're dancing to Adele. So I think
want
it'll
to be
slow.
moved by a couple's choice.
Yeah.
I want to sort of be told the story, and I want to be moved. I want goose pimples, tears, the lot.
And speaking of being moved,
Yes.
moving on to Rose and Giovanni now. You've been here since series 1, Tess. Have you ever seen something like that moment where there was silence in the dancing?
It was the most incredibly moving moment.
I've never seen
we've
something like that on the show
ever
before.
Experienced. I mean, I had to go onto the floor after that, and I could hardly get my words out because
It's quite emotional, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was overwhelmingly
Yeah.
emotional, and you could just feel that in the room and beyond.
Yeah.
It really felt like a moment. And she is going down in Strictly history, I think, for that routine because it's just unforgettable.
That's what Anton said. Anton said this is the greatest moment I've ever seen on Strictly.
And isn't that the
Stunning,
power
wasn't it?
and the beauty of Strictly Come Dancing, Claudia, to have moments like that? And they're such good friends. You really feel they really look out for each other.
They
And
have
they've grown
such
together.
a good friendship. And my favourite thing, I love everything about all of our semi-finalists. Rose is really funny.
Great sense of humour,
And she's
isn't she?
really funny. I mean, when she said, I said, well, what animal does he remind you of? And she just went,
just like,
frilled lizard. I was like, got it, understood, I'm with you. Yeah, those two, they'll be friends for life. All of them, I think, now, will be.
Last but not least, AJ and Kai.
I mean, that girl, if she was leading a conga, I don't care where it would be. I
You
would
would
just
join.
follow her. Come on, AJ.
Do you think, Claudia, though, I mean, she was in the bottom for the first time last weekend, and, you know, that always kind of ruffles your feathers. But she doesn't have just that. She also has 2 dances to learn this week. Do you feel her confidence could be a little bit hit? Hopefully not.
Don't say that. Don't even, I can't believe those words came. No, she has the most supportive family on earth, so they are behind her. And when she was bottom of the leaderboard, didn't she come back with a brilliant dance? She is a fighter, and they train so hard. They are, again, a brilliant partnership. So Kai knows when to push, but also when to support. And when she was in the dance-off and she got that lift at the end right, she was so you could see in her face, like, I've done it. So I think they'll try really hard this week. All of them will.
Yes. Well, listen, I know you have a busy schedule. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, Janette. You were so brilliant on this show. We love watching you. We do miss you. We miss you a lot.
This is an honor.
We really miss you, don't we, on the show?
We're obsessed by
But you're amazing.
Oh, I love you
Thank
both.
you.
And I can't wait to see what happens in the next few weeks on the show.
Thank you,
Thank you
darling.
so much.
Oh, I love those two.